things to do. So get up, and let's get it done. Welcome back to She Gets It Podcast. This is season 17. We're focusing on visualizing what we want. My name is Shan. You know me as Shan Be Potting because that's what I do. This episode is episode 17 also. Just create already. Because too many of us never act, change, or create what needs to be done because we always stall out. Now, stall out for you could be procrastinating. Stall out for you can be creating excuses. Stall out for you could be just not moving to the next level. And we have to stop it and we have to move forward. We talk too much about what we're going to do and we don't do it. Sometimes to the wrong people that jump ahead of us and do what we want to do. Create our dreams because we're too scared to create them. Stop it. Okay? Just stop talking and start creating. If you need a sign, this is it. Wash your face. Let me talk. When it comes to creating, it's very important to be consistent and it's very important to show up for yourself, not just for the project, not just for, the event, not just for the service. Like to be mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and creatively present. You don't have any space to doubt what you're going to get done. Just do it. You start with an idea. What do you need? What's the time frame? How much will it cost? Do you have it? Can you meet the deadlines for things to get done? Right? And at the same time, at the start of the idea, do you believe you can do it? What's your why in getting it done? Because your why is basically going to be the oil in the vehicle that's going to get it all done. Those tired days, those days where everything's going wrong, those days where emotionally you're not there, those days where, this is not working and I need this and you're just in limbo, but you have to keep working. You got to do something today. Your why is what's going to push you through that. Waking up really early, going to sleep really late, your why is going to push you through that. So if your why is not strong enough for what you're trying to create, you need to revamp and go back to the idea. Can and will you see it through? A lot of people start projects, start ideas, sit on their couch, come up with ideas, come up with business niche, like all these neat ideas, but they just stay as ideas because you don't follow through. And we have a habit of sitting probably with our favorite people or sitting with people who really don't like you like that and telling them these great ideas, and that person may end up running away with it and actually following through. And then later on, you probably feel a little sour about the fact that you came up with that idea. You came up with that thought, but they pushed that thought through with consistency, work, showing up, getting the permit, creating the event, paying somebody to do this, getting the DJ, whatever it is that you think you want to do, they follow through. And you can't get mad at anybody following through more than you follow through for yourself. And that's what I'm trying to get through your head. Just create it already. Sometimes we're going to be in positions where we have to be quiet about what we're creating. We got to be quiet about what we're putting together. We got to be quiet about what we're building. We got to be quiet about what's in the third stages, what's in the fourth stages, what's like one step from being the last stage of the process. We got to be quiet about our trademark. We got to be quiet about, maybe some shoes that you created for the last 4 years that's coming out. We got to be quiet about, your next big project, because sometimes when you're really excited and you have so much faith in yourself in a project or art show or something important to you, something of value to you, everybody else's fear and doubt will flood your ideas. And then that doubt starts to, get on you like a germ. And it starts to spread. And so sometimes I understand that you're excited. I understand that there's people that you love and you care about that you might want to share it with, but they might not be in the mind frame to understand it like you. They might not be in the mind frame to appreciate it like you. So you're going to have to, simmer, put it on ice, let it chill. Let things like marinate and get together the right way before you release it, before you make it public. And that's okay. And that's okay. Have some joy for yourself. Congrats yourself. Take yourself out to eat. Appreciate yourself. I think we don't appreciate ourselves enough. I think for the people who show up consistently for other people and themselves and push through those long days that people will probably cry and give up about, we don't appreciate ourselves enough. And it's time to appreciate yourself. And it's also time to keep creating. Stop talking and start creating. Don't worry about outside opinions is my point. And once you stop worrying about outside opinions, you're going to start to bloom in ways that you thought you had to wait a little bit more for. Check out ShambiPoddin.com. Check out ShambiPoddin on Twitter, IG, and TikTok. And there is a ShambiPoddin Patreon if you're interested. Because I got a lot of questions on podcast stuff, but I don't have a lot of time. But on that Patreon, I can help you out. All right? And let's continue the show. Appreciate y'all. Sometimes ain't nothing in your way. Sometimes it's just you. We spend too much time procrastinating and dealing with shoulda, woulda, couldas. And everybody that's in a grave had a shoulda, woulda, coulda. Maybe it was 5 years back. Maybe it was 10 years back. Maybe it was 20 years back. And they didn't follow through. And even the people that did follow through and did half of what they dreamt about, they still ended up in that grave. So if the ending result is going to be you in a grave, or your ashes, whether you want to be cremated or not, you might as well try now. You might as well do now. You might as well create now. You might as well show up now. Because you either got to live your life playing out somebody else's dream, clocking in and clocking out of somebody else's dream, or trying for yours, going for yours, doing for you, providing the lifestyle you want, giving your kids what you want, showing up for them, making memories with them, being in positions to have your parents dance in your garage over wine, with your husband or your wife, and everybody's comfortable, everybody's safe. You're in a position where you could prepare for the next 5 years for your family instead of, I don't know, we'll see if we could do it at the end of this year. Hopefully nobody wants to live in fear. Nobody wants to wake up and go to work every day and wondering if they're going to come back to their home or come back to see their kids. That's not a comfortable way to live. And it's hard for people who live like that to dream big because it just seems so impossible, but it's possible. Great things happen to people who have less. Great things happen to people who have more. Great things happen to people who believe, period. So if you have a child that has a big dream that's super big and enormous, pour into it. If you have a teenager that has a big dream that's super big and enormous, pour into it. If you're in your 20s and you have a big dream and you have a plan and you're willing to be consistent, stick with it. If you realize that clocking in and clocking out of a job that your parents want you to work is not it, good. If you're at 30 and everybody's telling you it's too late for you to do this, too late for you to go to school, too late for you to change your career, but you believe in yourself enough to push through and you can be consistent, you can show up for yourself, and you have a plan and you can still provide for your family until you come to where you're going, go for it. I hope I never shitted on somebody else's dreams. I hope I never said something for someone to doubt themselves on who they could be or what they could do. And I hope I never do that for my kids. But I truly believe there are a lot of miserable people out here in this world because they're scared. No one believed in them. Someone said something to them that they can't get over, that they're heartbroken. Or they're just so hateful and doubtful that it's just easier to hate and not try than to come through. And we have to start being committed to ourselves before asking other people to commit to us. Just create already. My name is Shan. This is She Gets It Podcast. You can find me at ShanBPoddin on Twitter and IG and TikTok. And you can also find me at ShanBPoddin.com. I'll check you next episode. Get to work. Work, 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 work.